What's going on, Aurora Alliance? Welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Battlefront DLC update related video, because today I'm going to be going over all of the Star Wars Battlefront Outer Rim update patches that came with the 8GB downloadable update for everybody. So first of all, I'm going to cover the additional content and slash functionality, and obviously we got the Outer Rim, which is now available for Season Pass holders in the DLC update. We also got the new feature, which is the HUT contracts, which add a new way of obtaining weapons and star cards. We also got the new feature, which is the Spectator Mode, which introduces a new way to watch private match games with a variety of different camera angles and the ability to swap between players quickly. The multiplayer menu has also been redesigned to facilitate players being able to get into a game mode more quickly and easily. There's also been new features added in-game to the multiplayer in general, which is the new rebalancing. Teams will now rebalance when transitioning between maps. The team play focus new feature is also being added, in which an objective can be highlighted by each player to highlight where players are heading. Press X on Xbox One, square on PlayStation 4, or E on PC. The level cap has also been increased from level 50 to level 60. Added scoreboard icons for playing as heroes, playing in a vehicle, and player ping have also been added. The scoreboard in general has been rearranged so that score is to be the first column represented. Again, a new feature added to the scoreboard is a faded player row to signify when a player has been defeated. New features have been added to the combat in Star Wars Battlefront. We get the addition of the combat role to non-hero characters. To activate this, you simply have to strafe and double tap B on Xbox One or circle on PlayStation 4, and for PC you have to strafe and press Alt. The partner icon has also had a bit of a revamp and will now be visible on the screen at all times. The currently selected trait for star cards is now shown in the deploy screen along with what star cards you are actually using. And we've also added an updated games credits list to the game. Now you'll see coming on screen the new weapon and star card changes. There's a lot of these changes, so I'm not going to cover every single one, just obviously the important ones, like we have the new weapons like the DL-18 and the DLT-19X, which can be obtained via HUT contracts. Also we have a new power up, the T7 Ion Disruptor, which has been added to the power up pool. There will also be a link in the description for you guys to go and check out all of these patch notes for yourself, so you can obviously see them all for yourself rather than just these images popping on screen now. Among these changes there are a lot of star card changes and general weapon changes, along with some power up changes, but like I said, you can go in the link and check them all out for yourself rather than me reading out all of them, because there is too many to actually read out and it would make the video very long and very boring. Now we've also had some vehicle changes. We had changes to the T-47 airspeeder, which now properly explodes when hitting the ground after a player ejects. And also during Walker Assault, it is no longer possible to switch tow cable targets during the tow cable event. Speeder bikes have also been changed, and kills with the cannon are now properly displayed, and it no longer takes damage when just outside the edge of the orbital strike boundary. The ATST no longer takes damage from fire, and also has had the max pitch changed on the grenade launcher. The Millennium Falcon and Slave 1 now are immediately destroyed when crashing into the ground while in first person view. The DF9 laser fire is now visible when angling the turret up, and Y-Wing players are now properly notified when they are killed by a Y-Wing. The multiplayer game mode changes in general are spawning improvements across various maps and mode combinations. Princess Leia's Honor Guard and Emperor Palpatine's Shock Troopers are limited to only 2 spawns during the Heroes vs Villains and Extraction game modes. Players no longer instantly die during vehicle deployment after having taken damage that would kill them prior to the transition. Fighter Squadron games will no longer end in a draw when a player that crashes into the ground would have awarded the winning points. Vehicles of equal size will now both be destroyed when colliding, regardless if one vehicle is shielded. Hero Hunt has also been redesigned in the way in which the new hero is selected. Now the top 3 damage dealers have a chance to be the next hero. Blast has had sulfur fields re-added back into the Blast map rotation, and Drop Zone has had the player count altered from 16 to 12. Mission changes include survival. Now stars earned in the survival in the ice caves and Rebel Depot missions now count towards your total in the social hub, and zoom now functions properly on all maps in survival. The ATST during Wave 4 on Hoth will now properly spawn in. Split screen has been changed so player 2 can now see the health of player 1's deployed turret, and player 2's scan pulse now highlights enemies as expected. Hero battles, friendly AI tokens will now properly award points to the enemy team during solo play, and after losing a life in offline battles, it is now correctly tracked when winning. Hero changes. In general, fixed inconsistencies with blocking blaster fire between active and passive blocking for Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine have happened, and also when blocking blaster fire modified with explosive shot or ion shot, Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader now deflect and reflect explosive shots or ion shots back. In general, heroes can no longer fire their weapon while meleeing, and Darth Vader has had increased health from 1500 to 1650. His block ability time has been increased from 4 to 8 seconds, and his decreased cooldown of lightsaber throw from 7 to 6 seconds. And finally for Darth Vader, increased distance of lightsaber throw has been put up by 3 meters. For Luke Skywalker, his health has been decreased from 1000 to 925, and he has also had his running speed slightly decreased. For Boba Fett, he has had range increased at which his blaster damage starts to drop from 30 meters to 45 meters, and he has also had range increased at which his blaster damage is at the low end from 60 to 75 meters. And finally, we've had Misc Bug Fixes, just in general lighting, textures, audio, user interface, text and collision fixes, crash fixes, partner and party connection fixes. We've also had some map changes where removed erroneous stormtroopers outside of the playable area from Heroes vs Villains on Twilight on Hoth. They are the stormtroopers with the chrome helmets. And we've also had an achievement trophy update text of Akbar's Elite to state complete any survival mission on Master without spending a life. If you've enjoyed this video, guys, smash a like and let me know what you were thinking about Star Wars Battlefront Outer Rim so far, and if you haven't got the Outer Rim, what you think about the HUD contracts and everything else which has been changed to the game. Subscribe to be kept up to date with all things Star Wars Battlefront, and may the Force be with you.